Robin.
There's a brilliant article by this guy, I forget his name. It's Jonah Goldberg in the Post today about...
Jonah Goldberg!
And he's talking about censorship is an absurd idea, and all the things that I guess we should begin censoring now. One of them is Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Chapman had that, I believe, in his hand, didn't he, when he shot Lennon, or he had read it or whatever, and he was obsessed with it?
Prerequisite. It's absolute must-read for the serial killer, crazy person, abductor.
Why is no one talking about banning that book?
Yeah.
But, no, there's political rhetoric. There's a target over a congressional district, which everybody knows what that means. We all know.
Catcher in the Rye has become like a joke when it comes to serial killers, assassins, kidnappers. It's become a joke because it's common knowledge that a lot of people that have committed these crimes have read that book.
It's just become the thing to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever read that book?
So what? Nah.
It's a great book.
I heard about it. It's like some guy, he's at a cliff, right? And there's a big rye field, and kids are running toward the cliff, right? And he's the guy that it's his job to like keep them from running off the edge of the cliff, and it's the pressure of...
Is that the other book?
I don't know. I don't know.
Catcher in the Rye. That's like his job is to catch the kids before they run off the cliff, because they can't see where they're going because the rye is so high as an elephant's eye. And they run...
Oh, don't tell me the end. I want
off
to see
the cliffs. And his job is to catch the kids. And there's so many kids, and it's such pressure.
Yay.
It's crazy. So you gotta shoot people.
I think I didn't read Catcher in the Rye then.
Really?
What's the other book I'm thinking of?
Rumblefish?
Yeah,
Rumblefish.
the little train that could.
Who wrote the clock? The big clock.
Who wrote Catcher in the Rye?
J.D. Salinger.
Yes, Salinger.
Salinger, right. I thought it was about a kid in New York losing his fucking mind.
Really? Could be.
I don't know now.
I think that whole Ryefield thing is in his head.
It's in his head.
That part
of it, dreamy thing.
That part of it isn't okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a fantasy dreamy thing. That
but it actually takes place in New York City. Okay.
And it really like
I thought I was losing my mind.
It gets like, but you can understand like the pressure you'd have. Like dreaming about that your responsibility is to catch all these people running toward a cliff in a rye field.
I just want Sarah Palin to come out of the...
It's a rye field anyway.
I want Sarah Palin to come out of hiding, you know? She's never been shy before. Let's go, Sarah. What do you got to say?
She knows.
I believe that, the rhetoric didn't, cause this guy to obviously do what he did.
She knows
but I love how
she says.
I love how she's now hiding. She's usually very brave.
But whatever she says is going to be twisted around.
Yeah. So do something, man.
She's doing something. Sitting there and keeping a fucking yap shut.
That's not going to work.
It's probably
out
the
for her.
smartest move she could make right now.
It really does have nothing to do with her.
Even the NRA.
She should fucking fight her way through this.
They asked for a statement from the NRA, and the NRA said, this isn't the time to make a statement. Our prayers go out to the family. Like, they even know that no matter what they say, it's going to be twisted around. There are certain people, organizations, whatever, that cannot say anything right now because it will be used against her.
But she's never been shy of controversy.
But she knows that right now is not the time to make a statement because it seems, first of all, self-serving, like you're defending yourself against this. Well, and it can be twisted around.
She certainly could just explain her map.
No. There's no explanation necessary. None. I don't believe me. Again, I got to reiterate because people twist this around. I don't like Sarah Palin. She's kryptonite for the Republican Party. Don't want her on the ticket. Don't want her near the ticket in 2 years.
I agree.
It's a losing proposition. But it would be dumb as fuck for her to come out and say anything right now.
She's done nothing wrong. Like
the sheriff looks like a dummy that's coming out and talking about how symbols and words have to be restricted and regulated because this is a direct cause of people talking. And he looks like a dumb fuck. Why would you say anything right now when the only thing that's going to happen are people are going to twist it around and use it against?
Well, how about pointing out the truth? This guy is subject to the exact same rhetoric and symbols that the rest of us are.
Yeah.
He's a sociopath and a pig, and he shot a 9-year-old and a woman because that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
He stalked this woman for 3 years, and anybody out there that thinks it's because of rhetoric, you're dumb. There's no, you're misinterpreting. You're stupid. We all read the same stuff, and this great article in the Post, it's like, should Catcher in the Rye be banned, or how about Mein Kampf, or all these other things that are sold, all these other things that are sold that are inflammatory. It's amazing how fast liberals, who are supposed to be these free speech, this oasis of free thought, no one wants to ban words and phrases and thought more than you. What happened to you?
How come when Reagan got shot, they didn't try to ban Taxi Driver and try to end what's her name's career?
Jodie Foster or Robert De Niro
career, or Robert De Niro's career. That movie should have been banned. And that did.
And he said that's why he did it.
Directly influence why he shot the president. Was that movie, Taxi Driver,
he said
and Jodie Foster. He said it. It wasn't speculated. So why wasn't that movie removed from our society?
I wonder if this guy saw Taxi Driver.
Great movie. He shaved his head just like fucking Travis Bickle.
There's some
you can't trust a guy like Travis. They're
either
shooting people, kicking people in the balls. I don't know what they do. Travis. The name Travis is just trouble.
Did you guys see Chris Matthews' take on this whole thing?
No!
Why would I listen to that jizzbag?
Yeah,
that MSNBC predictable pussy.
Him and Bill Maher should dock.
I like
and then
Bill.
have their penises cut in half with a machete.
I want to play it. We should find it now.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he went off.
Of course he did. Of course he did. But that's another brilliant example, Ant. What about Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
That was the movie that Hinckley said inspired him.
He did. It wasn't speculated. He said it.
This
guy never said a word. This guy has not said a word about his intentions, why he did this, what influence, anything, nothing. And everyone else is speculating. And then trying to legislate on speculation. When Reagan got shot, it was completely because of Jodie Foster and Taxi Driver. Yet that movie is still playing.
Well, they used it to target guns. That was Brady pushing that as well. The Brady because he got shot.
I fucking hated Mike Brady for that whole thing, and I'm glad he got the AIDS because of it.
Well, I want to play the Chris Matthews thing because it'll infuriate you guys.
It's different.
I want to play that.
Well, it's not even that infuriating. It's predictable. It is what the left has become. I hate to say it. I'm sick of bashing liberals. I agree with most of you on a lot of stuff.
But the other side's not predictable, Jimmy.
Yeah, but we know they're predictable. Like
both sides are predictable, though.
But the left is supposed to be conservatives were never free speech guys. We all knew if you violated religion or the Catholic Church or you said the dirty words like Janet Jackson, you show your tits and they're going to bitch and moan and shut you down. They are what they are. And I know what they are, so I know what I'm in for with them. They didn't come and say, we are this new thought process. We are artists. They never claimed to be that.
No.
So with them, they're consistent in sometimes their awfulness. The liberals are supposed to be different.
Supposed to be open-minded, progressive.
Yeah, colleges, progressive, free thinkers. Where's all your free thinking?
There's no free thinking
None of it.
there.
Carlin even said it.
Chris Matthews would tell you, though, he operates on the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
He likes to say that a lot.
He doesn't.
And I hope he gets sacked.
And he says,
and his leg snaps like Theismann's.
And he says guys like Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly, they operate on like the 5-yard line.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wait a minute. Was my speech a little too crazy? Is somebody going to, since I said he was on the 40-yard line and maybe he should get a leg like Theismann, is that inflammatory? Is that something, maybe now somebody will break his leg and I'll be held liable for that?
Danny, can you find the Chris Matthews? It should be online by now.
Chris Matthews is
Or get it down the hall.
Do you understand? A left-wing maniac shot somebody, and him being left-wing has nothing to do with it. I don't blame liberals for that. He's a psychopath.
He's crazy. There's
he
no one to blame.
shoots somebody, and they blame the fucking teep.
There's no one else to blame.
Babies.
There's no one to blame. There's no speech, no movie, no music. No one is to blame but this lunatic.
Yeah.
And his own crazy-ass mind.
It is never anybody's fault but yours if you shoot somebody.
That's it. But the people with an agenda love both sides. both sides with an agenda, love coming up with reasons why they did it, and then knee-jerk legislation.
The conservatives are vomit-inducing, too, because, like, now they're attacking airport security. It's invasive. Like, all of a sudden, they're now these are my don't violate my civil liberties guys just because of the Obama administration. They're phony, too. But the left was supposed to be different. You guys claim to be different. And I'm in a business where there's a lot of liberals, and I make my living speaking.
Yeah.
So I see what I get in trouble for, and I see who comes after me for what, or who comments on what, or what offends people. And it makes me sick. I saw what standards and practices used to tell me you couldn't say on TV. It was always left-wing ideology.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I'm for gay marriage. I'm for gay adoption. I agree with you fuckers on most things.
We're working on it ourselves.
God
as a matter of fact, me and Jimmy are trying to get a young black child brought over from Zimbabwe.
Do you know how frustrating that is, though, to have to fucking have them think I'm a conservative just because I don't want my speech censored, or I don't think that I'm a victim of civil liberties violation because I don't mind being searched before I go onto a plane where a Muslim may fucking...
You can't be categorized as a middle-of-the-road guy anymore, because no matter what you say, they will take one fucking sentence and label you. We like playing both sides here. We really do. But we are categorized as either right-wing or left-wing, depending on what fucking minute it is and what we're blasting out of our shithole mouths.
We got to play the Chris Mathews.
Do you
I
have
want to
it?
hear it.
It'll be fun.
Oh, do we have it?
It's online somewhere, or we could get it down.
Yeah,
We'll play it. I'm for it, because I heard what he said.
I actually want to hear
about
I hear Bill Maher on Leno, too.
We could do that.
I want to hear that, because that motherfucker is another delusional cocksucker. I fucking hate Bill Maher and his delusional thinking.
He's got quite the fan base, Ann.
What a fuck dick. Fuck him and his fag base. I don't care. Ugh.
You got to move into political talk. It's time.
Oh, believe me, I would
time.
love to. I'd love to do it from my basement, but, you know.
It's just time to do that.
You made a logo. It spins around. It says Sirius XM on it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hope it's acceptable.
Hey, all right, we'll get that audio.
Yeah, we got to get that shit.
Oh, God.
Speaking of drowning pool, let the bodies hit the floor. Truthy on Twitter saying that we got to sue the singing parrot. Do you remember the singing parrot?
Yes.
That song.
I love that guy.
Got that? We haven't played that in a while. This is why the Arizona shooter
parrot.
did it.
It's a parrot. I love this thing. That's the coolest part. That is the coolest parrot ever.
That's 3.5 million views on the original. That's one of those videos where everyone just rips it off and has their own version of it, but the original's
fantastic.
Up to 3.5. Yeah.
Dumb parrot.
Somebody quoted Ron Bennington on Twitter, and I wish I would have heard Ronnie say this. They said Ronnie actually brought up, I guess, the J.D. Salinger thing. But he said he also asked, should dogs be banned because Son of Sam thought they talked to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one.
There you go.
I had a little chat with Ronnie B. and Fez.
Where'd you see that queer? And by that I mean Ronnie.
I had a little chat on my way home since we had our meeting yesterday. I had the pleasure of listening to the Ron and Fez show on my way home. And I gave him a call because Fez Whatley was coming out with some of the most bizarre shit I've ever heard a human being say.
What was he saying?
Well, he's very afraid of guns, which whatever. But I notice a lot of people that have opinions on guns, gun laws, what guns are used for, what they're not used for, that pistols are nothing but things to shoot people with, and have never touched a gun. That's a lot of people that have great opinions about their guns, never touched one, never saw one, never fucking don't even know what it's like to shoot one. But they're experts. And Fezzi started talking about how this guy that did the shooting in Arizona went to a Walmart, tried to get ammo. For some reason, the first Walmart he went to, they wouldn't sell him ammo. There's no reason given why they didn't. Whether they were out of 9mm ammo.
Is that true, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether he didn't have the proper ID, I don't know what it is. No one's saying what it is. Walmart isn't commenting. But he went to another Walmart, and Walmart sold him the ammo. This was hours before the shooting. He got his 9mm ammo, loaded up, and went on his rampage. Fez suggested that this gentleman that sold the assassin, or would-be assassin, the ammunition, should be held liable and arrested for selling this man the ammunition.
He sold it to him legally, didn't he?
Well, now,
not according to Fezzi?
No, Fezzi's logic. He said it is exactly like the bartender rule, where if a bartender serves somebody that's drunk, and they go out and kill somebody as they're driving, the bartender can be held liable because they're serving a drunk, and it's his responsibility.
That seems to be an easy one to get out of, by the way, because what do you know? You don't know what the fucking guy did after he left your establishment.
Exactly.
Did he have a little bottle in the car?
But technically, there is a law against that.
But I think that's a tough one.
It is. It's very tough. I wonder how many people are actually prosecuted for that. But
sure.
He was making that comparison, saying it's exactly the same. I called up because I had to say that the bartender, it's his job to look at somebody at the bar, realize if they're drunk or not, or too drunk, and then cut them off and not serve them to protect the license of the bar and your job and a lawsuit and whatever. What might happen when the guy leaves. Someone selling ammunition to a gentleman that has the proper identification, it's just his job to sell the shit. It's not his job to assess what the man is going to do with the ammo, and then be held responsible for what the guy does with the ammunition.
Right.
And I brought up the analogy again. A lot of people are making the analogy between cars and guns, but again, I did the same thing. It's like holding a car dealer responsible for selling a man a car that is then used to run through a crowd of people. Fez also said, in order to buy ammunition, you should have to take a test and go through a background check like you do when you buy a gun, just to buy the bullets for the gun every time you want to buy ammo. And then I suggested, well, then you should have to take another road test and written test every time you want to buy gasoline for your car, which would be very inconvenient. But why shouldn't you then every time be assessed if you can drive without hurting anybody? Whenever you fuel your car up.
More importantly, when did he start crying?
It was probably 3.2 seconds into the conversation. No, he actually held up pretty well.
He held his own.
Ronnie did a great job talking about how Fez and other people, like-minded people, just want the government to make them safe.
Right.
They want other people with guns to keep them safe, other people with regulations, other people with uniforms, the government themselves, smoking food, fattened food, this, that. No one wants to take responsibility. No one wants to hold anyone else responsible. They want the government to jump in and regulate everything. I read a tweet last night that just dumbfounded me to the point I couldn't even fucking respond to it. He was bringing up my point about Chicago, where you couldn't even legally own a gun, a handgun in Chicago. It's against the law. They changed the law now. I know, don't get on me on that. But believe me, the crime when you couldn't own a gun in Chicago, just as bad, if not worse, than it is now.
Right.
So I was talking about that. And this guy goes, Anthony, that's ignorant. It's stupid. You're talking about one place in the country that you can't own guns in, that the crime is running rampant. If the whole country didn't have guns, we'd have a peaceful country. He goes, look at China. He goes, look at China and the crime rate in China with shooting. And all I'm thinking is, this motherfucker, do you want the same freedoms or lack thereof that we have in China, that they have in China here? Because that's what you're talking about. You can't compare China and what the lack of freedoms they give their people there to America and the constitutional rights you have in America, and then say, well, they don't have much gun violence there. It's like, yeah, but go on fucking Google and you'll get your hands chopped off, dumb fuck.
Basically, you would rather dodge bullets to go do some cool shit in America.
Exactly. Exactly. There's
a lot of cool shit to do in America, but you're going to have to dodge some bullets to get to some of these things.
It sounds silly when you say it like that.
I try to keep it silly.
But it is true.
Right.
But it is true. With freedom comes certain dangers because you're giving individuals the freedoms to do certain things.
Can I go back to the car thing for a second?
Yeah.
I think guns are regulated way more than fucking cars.
Yeah, they are.
And I believe, I'm just talking cars now, there's a lot of fucking people that don't know what the fuck they're doing behind the wheel. And maybe it should be tougher to get a license.
Should be more
stringent.
Or
maybe you don't get a license at 17 and that's it for your entire life. Maybe it would be a hassle, obviously, and as soon as they make this law, I'd be the first one to be yelling and screaming and be frustrated. But maybe every once in a while you got to be retested.
Every 2 years I have to be reevaluated for my pistol license.
Right.
Every 2 years.
And you get a license at 17, you never have to be retested.
You never again have to be retested.
Right.
And you could have things that happen during your life that make you an incapable driver.
And I'll tell you this much: I try not to get involved with the gun thing too much, but I'll be honest. I'm more scared of driving around than people with guns.
Well, you'll certainly have more of a chance of being killed or injured in a car than a gun.
When I'm on the New Jersey Turnpike going to Philly or some of these fucking roads where they're coming right at you at 70 miles an hour. There's not even a barrier between you.
Hey, Opie, paint. There's 2 lines of paint.
Yeah, people see the paint, and that's good enough.
There's paint.
I'm way more scared of that shit than a gun.
And driving is a privilege. Gun ownership is a right. Yet it's so much easier to exercise a privilege than to exercise a constitutional right, and people would rather have a right taken away than a privilege.
Right.
So which astounds me. They're dumb.
Well, here's
dummies.
I play this.
Maher.
I play this because it's kind of fun when everyone gets riled up. This is Chris Mathews starting a show yesterday.
Chris Mathews. This is just gonna fuck. Okay, I gotta buckle in.
And just so you know, I'm not an MSNBC guy. I actually hate Keith Olbermann with all my heart.
All these guys.
I'm not a fan of fucking Bill O'Reilly. I probably have the same hate for Bill O'Reilly. But I do.
O'Reilly.
Where I'm at, I love just checking it all out and see how ridiculous this stuff is.
Yeah.
I don't focus on one side. I just don't have enough time in my day to fucking worry that much about it. But I did take a peek at Chris Mathews when he started his show yesterday and buckle in.
Good evening. I'm Chris Mathews in Washington. I want to focus tonight on the crosshairs. If you don't want to hear what I'm saying right now, just go to your desktop or BlackBerry and look up the word crosshairs. It'll make the same point. Just go to Google and write crosshairs under the news. It'll take you to one person, one American political figure in this country. It's the person who's made crosshairs her political signature. Want to know who this person doesn't like? Just check the crosshairs. It's how this particular American politician IDs the preferred target, right there in the crosshairs. Don't retreat comes the command from the same politician that same day. Reload. Reload, of course. Don't forget to check those crosshairs when you do about who the enemy is. Well, last spring before she was shot, Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords said that she was in a certain politician's targeted list, that she'd been put in the crosshairs of a gun site on that politician's website. Congresswoman Giffords drew her own conclusions. Quote, when people do that, they've got to realize there's consequences to that action. Well, now after the shooting and the deaths, the politician who put Congresswoman Giffords and others in her crosshairs has put out word that those crosshairs are really something else, something to do with surveying, that they're not the bullseye this very politician herself said at the time they were intended to be. Well, that's not the way this crime is going to get written up in the history accounts. It will include an account of how Congresswoman Giffords had been targeted, placed in the crosshairs of a gun site prior to the attack by one person, former Governor Sarah Palin. Now, with all the history in this country in support of the Second Amendment, there's also an up-to-date history of rejecting politicians who use the threat of gunplay against other politicians. Shara Angle, for example, out in Nevada, talked of Second Amendment remedies against Congress and the need to, quote, take out Senator Harry Reid. The opponent of Debbie Wasserman Schultz invited voters to shoot at a human-shaped target that had her initials next to it. Well, voters don't like politicians who do this kind of thing. They're both out of the picture now. Well, as Republican consultant Todd Harris put it in the newspaper today, Governor Palin is now missing an opportunity to show that she's a leader at a higher level. Let's see whether she joins the country in saying that however we may disagree in this country, people shouldn't be talking about guns, reloading them, or targeting them as a way to solve political arguments. It's in the governor's hands.
Why didn't he bring up the point that Obama said, if you bring a knife, we bring a gun?
Because he's a liberal phony.
Why didn't he bring up the point that 3 years prior, there was a Democratic ad that showed targets on various states, much in the same way that Sarah Palin did? Why doesn't he bring that shit up? Because he's got an agenda, a liberal cuntwad agenda.
It is sickening, man.
I hate this motherfucker. God, do I hate him.
But he is, the thing that's refreshing about Mathews is, it's like, sometimes you feel paranoid, like, why do I think this way? Like, am I that nuts? Yeah. And then the guy comes out and is that stupid. And he's he's not like a news anchor. He's
being dishonest.
He's editorializing.
He's holding back information that makes his point, that bolsters his point. It's fucking spin, just like everything else. It's liberal spin, just like Fox News has Republican and conservative spin. It's the
no
same
spin zone.
Oh, except no spin zone.
No spin zone.
Of course. You'll never spin there.
Bill O'Reilly
You'll never spin there. Like a fucking Cuisinart, they spin.
Bill O'Reilly does, certainly.
We all do.
You'll fucking puke. You're so dizzy.
You'll puke. I get dizzy.
You think you got dizzy watching Cloverfield?
I fucking
sit down in an interview with Bill O'Reilly and watch how you're in a spinny chair as he's interviewing you.
I watch Bill O'Reilly. I get off my couch to take a piss. I go, whoa!
But he'll claim it's the no spin zone.
I fall down.
Which is the funniest thing I've ever seen on TV.
It's spinning. It's spinning.
That fucking guy spins. He spins.
It's spinning.
He's a spinner.
See, Bill O'Reilly's spinning. It's fucking... And you know what? Fuck the crosshairs. She put targets. They're crosshairs. A target does not necessarily mean, and this going, believe me, this guy, there's no proof that this guy saw these targets and fucking anything. Not. A target is a metaphor. In many ways.
I got that, but you agree that they're actual targets, right?
They're crosshairs that you see in a scope.
Okay, but now
of a rifle scope.
One of her people came out yesterday and said, no, it's actually a survey symbol. So they're not even taking responsibility for the fact that this was rhetoric and she had gun targets.
Be honest.
She didn't mean that you should go out and shoot somebody, but now she's trying to spin and say, no, there's actually survey symbols. I don't even know what.
Be honest.
I don't know what the symbol would be to that makes it look like it's crosshairs, but it's actually something else.
I've looked through a survey scope and the story poll, so you could fucking
That's what her people are claiming.
No,
yesterday.
That's crazy.
At least own up to what you did.
It's a target. But it's a metaphor. You're targeting certain areas and districts and politicians for re-election and to overthrow them in their office or get them out of office and beat them in an election. You're targeting that district. It doesn't mean you're bombing them with a Norton bomb site, Jimmy.
Hey.
Or targeting them with a rifle scope and a bullet. A target has been used metaphorically throughout history.
Right.
You target something.
Let's go to Mike in Memphis.
It's ridiculous to take it literally every fucking time.
He's saying you're missing the point on the crosshair.
Am I?
Let's go, Mikey.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that people are missing the whole point of the crosshairs. There should have been 200 million other people. We all seen the same thing on TV. How come there wasn't a bunch of people lined up doing the same thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all Manchurian candidates waiting to see a target, and then we just fucking walk away with guns and start shooting people? No. No.
They know. The difference is they know it, dude. This is what bothers me. Everyone looking at those targets. It was a target. It is a metaphor for let's go and get. Nobody thinks that Sarah Palin meant for people to shoot. And anybody saying she did is a fucking liar.
You're lying.
They're not even crazy.
Not crazy. You're
They're
lying.
liars.
Dishonest.
And you're fucking vultures. You're political vultures. And you're taking this murder as an opportunity to just attack the other side. Chris Mathews, you phony cocksucker. You phony cocksucker. You know Sarah Palin did not mean that as a target. You know that.
Everyone
and I
does.
know you know that.
Regardless if you don't like the woman, you don't like her fucking politics, if you hate her,
you know
you cannot
better.
honestly think that when she put crosshairs on a map to target certain areas, that it's metaphor and not literal, let's eliminate these
And it's
people.
why the whole country hated Bush. And then 2 years later, hates you guys again.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand how fucking out of touch with the way most people think you are?
I love the "Miss Me Yet" picture.
Jesus Christ.
Bush with the "Miss Me
Dude.
Yet" on the bottom.
I love that one. That's
I
hilarious.
wanted Obama to win. I really did, and I said I wanted Obama to win. How did you lose everybody already?
2 years.
2 years.
All it took.
Everybody hates you again.
Well, it's just one of those things where people just don't take responsibility for their own actions. They always look for the excuse for somebody else. You know, it's this person's fault. It's this person in the media. I mean, are people really that stupid that they follow every single thing and take it literal?
And even if and the problem with this country, even if there's somebody out there that is that stupid, sees the Sarah Palin map and goes, "Well, I know what I have to do now." We're never going to have a perfect record. There's going to be whack jobs out there.
Yeah.
There's millions of people that saw Taxi Driver and one nut acted out on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's
what
people
happened?
out there that now want us to ban. You know, would love, if it happened today, would love to ban the movie Taxi Driver.
Ban the movie. Meanwhile, over the years, how many more people have seen that? Millions.
We're never going to have a perfect record. We're never going to be able to keep everyone under control.
Exactly. Why does everyone look for the perfect record?
You got to deal with the percentages, unfortunately. Like, let the bodies hit the floor. Okay, maybe. Not in this case, but maybe there was some lunatic out there that did hear that song and decided he had to do some shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to happen.
Do you think we're ever going to be 100% with murder where people don't kill other people for psychotic ideas?
They might be. And you know what? And go the other way with this. There might be a kook out there. He watches SpongeBob SquarePants and goes, "Oh, fuck, I know what I got to fucking do."
Uncle Paul.
Why does it always have to be the obvious stuff, too? It could be some weird-ass shit that we don't even know about that is making that switch go off in a crazy person's head.
It's never going to be 100%. And that's something I was also talking about with Ron and Fez yesterday. You can't expect to have a society, a free society, as free as we are.
What?
Society.
That's the only way I know that.
I know. And expect to have it work perfectly. It doesn't. When you give people freedoms, you open up yourself to certain dangers because you're giving people individual freedoms.
Right.
It just happens that way.
Right.
If you're in China, the government can absolutely run your life and say, you can have this, you can't have that.
And there's a person saying, don't talk about fucking China because you've never been there, my friend. You don't know how good it is over there.
Let me tell you something.
You don't know.
Who do you think went over with Nixon?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You and the pandas?
Me, the pandas, Nixon, some cherry trees. I was right there.
You're right there, huh? With the pandas?
Right there with them. Pandas. Ying and Chang.
It goes back to the violent video games. I mean, they are selling violent video games like crazy.
And how many people are doing anything?
An extremely small percent. But there are lawmakers out there that goes, well, that's not good enough.
Oh, they think it's running rampant.
We need a perfect record here.
Perfect record.
We need no one to do crazy shit because they play violent video games.
Yeah.
That's not possible. It's just not possible.
It's impossible.
You got to deal with numbers. If it was 50%,
oh, crazy,
and they could actually prove it, all right. Then I would,
there's a problem.
Then I would give in and go, all right, man.
If it's point, a fuckload of zeros and then a one,
right?
And you gotta,
and that's what
you gotta eat it.
And I think in general that's what we're dealing with. But unfortunately, the culture of fear. We go back to that. The media sees that one fucking thing, and man, it's time to blow the fuck up.
They blow it up,
blow it the fuck up, and say, look, we got a major problem in this country.
And then people use it to their advantage and try to spin it for one side or the other, for political gain,
right?
For ratings, whatever it is. But the bottom line is,
it's fun to watch.
It's a country that the country we live in you could trade away your freedoms for safety. You're never going to be 100%.
No.
But you could probably make it safer. You could probably make it safer. Take away all the guns, police state, curfews, perhaps. If there's curfews, nighttime curfews in inner cities to keep gangbangers off the streets. get the military in the inner cities.
Right.
There's plenty of solutions, but it's against what the fucking country is. You can't do that. It's illegal.
And you don't want to see the other side of that, what that means when you keep everything so safe. It's going to be a fucking boring-ass country.
Well, it's pretty boring. And
we could talk about what we're experts in, radio.
Fascism.
What they did at regular radio, thank God you got the satellite and the internet is now taken off.
Yes, thank God for you.
They completely fucked regular radio over nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. No one was being affected by what Imus said. And I understand we've talked about this a million times, but that's what we do know. And look what they did. They made it very boring for a lot of people in their cars that still don't have the satellite.
Yeah, now people are scared to do anything.
Have you tried listening to regular radio?
No.
It is unbelievable how bad it is.
I'll be honest. I listen to 1010 Wins and 88 News. News is the only regular radio I listen to.
And they kicked everyone out with a personality. Either a personality or a little edge. A little edge. You know, the only ones that survived are the political guys. But that gets to be boring after a while, too. Listening that day in and day out.
Yeah, unless something new
and
is happening.
And it was based on nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
Nothing. Maybe that small percent that you just said, the 0.0001, was affected by maybe something Imus said, or maybe something Howard said back in the day, maybe something we did or said back in the day.
Yep.
Maybe. And everyone else had to sacrifice because of that.
It's an embarrassment.
That's what really scares me.
It's a fucking embarrassment.
More importantly, did you see Hillary Clinton fucking falling in her
plane?
Can you play that for us, Danny?
Let me tell you
something. It's everywhere today.
Johnny on the spot with the plane lights, though, huh?
Yeah.
The lights on the plane?
Yeah.
She falls on her fucking fat face, and somebody in the plane hit the lights, so it completely darkened the inside of the plane.
Amazing. I tweeted this really late last night if you haven't checked it out yet. It's great.
Yeah, Hillary walking up the stairs, she tripped over her own big fat ankles.
Was there ever a falling down that wasn't funny?
Never! Why are you yelling? I don't know. I yell all the time.
Why is everyone yelling?
We all love yelling in this place. I do it at home now.
Is that just
I just start yelling. No! That's her on the floor, yeah.
That's so great when she falls.
Let the fatty hit the floor. Let the fatty hit the floor.
Somebody tweeted that she fell because of her elephant fucking cankles, and I just laughed.
She saw a mouse and got scared.
She's walking up the stairs.
Yeah,
all eyes are on her. She's at the top of the stairs getting ready to walk into the plane. Of course, they have to have an ad right before she falls.
There she goes. She spins around, gives the wave, and whacked it out. She falls on her face. And look at this. Look at this. Someone cuts the lights in the plane. It's great.
Why?
Probably someone.
Come on.
So you can't see. They're like, cut the lights. Don't let anyone see.
God forbid we all see a real moment.
But that's Johnny on the spot, though, because it happened pretty quick.
Yeah, and that
cut those lights.
Fuck that.
Don't see her fall. You might get one of those snatch shots, one of those Lindsay Lohan snatch shots off of her.
They probably always turn off the lights when she walks in if people are eating. Like, we don't want to see her fat lower half.
Oh, God.
Hey. Oh, it's Mushy Cavs McGillicuddy.
Did you see the song I tweeted yesterday? It's so obnoxious. And people are really mad at me.
Oh, wait, for 2 seconds. Somebody, Pat from Menaki brought this up. Hillary was Clit Van Dyke, whatever. But it would be funny to mix that video with the and have her fall right at the point where Dick Van Dyke falls at the beginning of the Dick Van Dyke show.
Someone get it done.
Someone do that.
I'll retweet whoever gets it done. First person get it done.
It's easy.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Danny, there's an Arizona shooter song that I tweeted. It's so obnoxious. It's either catchy or the worst thing you'll ever hear.
Is it a tribute? Is it a parody? Is it something that's tasteless? Is it touching?
Yeah, third down right there.
Is it like "Mommy, These for You"?
Yeah, right here. Listen to this. Tell me what you think.
All right, let's listen.
Jared Lee Loughner is a crazy guy.
Shoehorn.
Shot a bunch of bullets and a bunch of people died. Jared Lee Loughner's crazy as can be. Knock him down and lock him up and throw away the key. Knock him down and lock him up and throw away the key. All right. Jared Lee Loughner's allowed him to purchase a weapon anyway. Jared Lee Loughner,
what a
he has
shoehorner.
crazy eyes. Better kill him now before another person dies. Better kill him now before another person dies.
This guy looks like a problem.
All right. Jared Lee Loughner, throw away the key.
Throw away.
Everybody hopes that you get the death penalty.
I love the face you're making.
Jared
Love it.
Lee Loughner,
I hate
the
this.
public's
You're
not
making the
safe.
butthead face.
'Cause there's many more people like you out there anyway. 'Cause there are many more people like
Is
you
there
out
many
there
more people?
anyway.
This guy is the king of the shoehorn.
All right.
What's he doing?
Jared Lee Loughner is a crazy guy. Shot a bunch of bullets and a bunch of people died. Jared Lee Loughner's crazy as can be. Knock him down and lock him up and throw away the key. Knock him down and lock him up and throw away the key. All right.
And with 3,278 views, wow, is he just tearing it up? Yeah.
You know what,
awful.
though? You'll be humming that later.
No,
Yes,
I
you
forgot
will.
it already, I swear.
Or you'll say all right to yourself.
I
All of a
swear
sudden you
I've
just go,
already
"All
forgotten
right."
it. The guy is a hack. He's a hack. Hate that guy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like it's all right. He's quite the rocker.
Oh, let me say hi to Tim. This is breaking news. Tim, go ahead, sir.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, guys. I just want to let you know, I just heard on the Weather Channel that Mayor Menino is supposed to be making a special call to the Weather Channel to discuss the snowstorm.
Can we get the Weather Channel on the top TV somehow?
I would hope we could.
And I guess the mayor had his State of the City or the State of the State address. Wait, he's the mayor of the... All right,
State of the City?
Probably State of the City last night, so...
Yeah?
I want to take a peek at that audio.
Mayor Menino? I want to hear that.
I want to hear how bad he was mumbling last night.
There you go, guys.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Oh, we got it. That's the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
For everything you do.
Yeah, we could maybe
Where
get the
is it?
audio down the hall. That would be nice. Mayor Menino calling into the Weather Channel.
You ever watch a show on the Weather Channel? They do shows like, oh, tornadoes. And you watch it, and it's the Weather Channel staff, and they're talking about it. It's probably amongst the most boring thing you'll ever see in your life.
They do some numbers.
The Weather Channel?
They do some numbers.
Yeah, it's weather.
People like their weather. Hey, we missed a great observation on Chris Mathews. Travis will help us out here in Detroit. Go ahead, Travis.
Hey, morning, boys.
Hello.
Chris Mathews is freaking out about people using targets because of their military symbolism. The name of his show is Crossfire.
That's, God damn it, what a good
Holy
point.
shit.
And it is, and I forgot to mention
God
that.
damn it, what a
Fucking
good
brilliant.
point.
See, yeah.
Crossfire is the name of his fucking show. Oh, man, how did we miss that one?
And he opens up with a whole speech on crosshairs.
Crossfire.
Did you guys see Social Network? Did you do your homework
Dummy.
assignment last night?
Oh, was that homework? Is someone in today?
Yeah, we got one of the guys coming in.
Who?
Oh.
The guy that played the twins.
Well, I logged on to Facebook.
What? Oh, that's good. That was good enough.
I think that's enough
Yeah,
research.
Certainly.
I saw. I know what you do.
Certainly is.
I got
that
some
it?
friend
Wait.
requests.
Was that on
Ignore,
yesterday's
ignore,
email?
ignore. That's what I do.
You ignored all the emails.
Yeah, friend requests. I can't be bothered. And don't beg me. Why don't you accept me? Because it's not real friendship. Get over it. Like that dummy that killed herself, and none of her Facebook friends came to her aid.
Is it good?
Because they're not real friends, dummy.
Dude, I hold
Oh, what did E-Rock bring in?
E-Rock, are all the tracks good and those are the best?
The one,
The ones highlighted are good. I know that. I'm not
they're
stupid.
all good. The ones that are yellow are really very
We got
fun.
Mayor Thomas Menino, State of the City, 2011 in front of us that he did last night. We got
Bless
9 clips of him being a mumbling mess.
Stuttering, muttering prick.
So why don't we take a break? We'll get Social Network guy in here for a little bit. We'll do the Mayor Menino thing for a little bit.
Oh, is he here?
And then we're going home early.
You know why? Because it's a snow day.
Yeah, we should go home early.
We got it. It's crazy today.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin,